This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
Welcome back, folks. So, I was in Nashville, otherwise known as Nash Vegas.
Is it?
That's what I was told.
Okay. I mean, I can see that.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been downtown Nashville?
Long time ago. It's been a really long time since I've been there.
Yeah.
Went to the Grand Ole Opry a couple times.
Yeah.
And then they had the, I don't think it's still there. There used to be a theme park kind of deal next to it.
Yeah.
No.
So it's a giant mall, and then there is it's kind of like a introductory, like Grand Ole Opry. It's called Opry 100.
Oh, really?
But you walk into it, and it's kind of like more there's like a portable stage and gift shop and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And then you walk up and over the bridge and through the garden, and then you can get to the Grand Ole Opry, like the house itself, which is really cool. But then you go downtown. So they're about 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
And then downtown is nothing but bars and music. Like, it's crazy.
I've heard it's like the new place to start moving to,
I guess so.
from what I've heard.
I guess so. They are like gentrifying. Like a lot of these, like the neighborhood we were staying in, you could tell there was still glimpses of some like pretty rough areas.
Okay.
Like blocks away from each other, but new places being built, new places being remodeled, like that type of stuff, or old places being remodeled. The place we were in was like kind of an old bungalow, but it had just recently been remodeled, you know.
Got it.
But nice place, like really nice place. I've been there. I don't need to go back. It's just one of those places, you know? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But while we were there, I actually played disc golf, which was really cool. I haven't like really thrown in a while. I didn't take any of my discs. So my goal was like, I looked on the map and I said, was there disc golf shops around? And I wanted to hit a local disc golf shop. So I went to Nashville Disc Golf Store, met the owner, Sean, had some good conversations with him, but just like pulled off some of the used rack, pulled off some of the old rack and gave him some money, you know, like bought some discs and then went out and we lost 2 discs total.
Oh.
And that was it. So it wasn't too bad. And then I found a disc, text the guy and said, hey, found your Raptor on hole 11. And he goes, great. And I said, I'll leave it by the sign. And he goes, awesome. And then I left it by the sign. And that was it.
Okay.
So I don't know if he got it or not, but
You tried.
I tried.
That was
yeah.
the important thing.
Did the
Karma
thing.
coming your way.
Yeah. Well, I had 3. It's better than the text I received. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That I read on on air. But we had 3 guys that had never played before. Well, they had maybe played here and there, like never, but like actually never truly played the game. Just kind of went out. One guy had never touched a disc before.
Okay.
And one guy maybe did it once with a friend, and the other guy did it probably 5 times in college. It was one of those deals. So it was really fun. It was actually really fun to watch them. And then, you know, they get that really good flight and they're like, oh. And then the next throw is like garbage. And like, how did I do that? You know? And so they're like getting that little like, you know, hook. So it was fun. And my throws were like trash, but to them, they were like, oh my goodness, how do you throw that far? You know, it was one of those deals, you know? And you're just like, oh, that's cool. But I picked them all 3 discs out, like,
Oh, really?
for them.
Oh, okay.
And then I got, I don't remember exactly what disc they are. They took them home, like, but all understable.
Sure.
So
You were like,
2,
oh, you guys
3.
need a judge.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell
I
you.
didn't do that, but I was about to. I was just going to go grab 4 judges, but they only had 1 judge.
Oh, wow.
Only 1 judge, and I bought it for me.
Okay.
So they had actually that judge, but in blue.
Oh,
The Judgment Day judge
Yeah.
with the things, they had that one in blue. And then I bought a Comet, of course.
Yeah.
And then I've never heard of the disc company. I don't even remember what the disc company was called, but it was a fairly understable fairway driver.
Okay.
Actually, really understable fairway driver. It kind of reminded me of a beat-in Vandal, but it was like disc spray, disco spray, pray. Like, it's something weird. I couldn't remember.
Okay.
Like, I kept but that was one of the discs we lost because I threw it on like a downhill turnover hole, and it just like cruised and went right deep into the bush, and the bush on this course was crazy thick, like not able to get into it, crazy thick. So we just said deuces. But then I found the Raptor while we were looking for that one. So, but it was good. So Nashville Disc Golf Store, loved it. If you're in that area or ever go through, just check them out. Smaller store, but has everything you need and all the little accoutrement. He's been in business for about 10 years.
Oh, nice.
But good guy. But I played Naval Hill at Shelby Park. It was really good. Open holes, a couple wooded holes. I would say the first wooded hole and then the last two wooded holes. So the first wooded hole was amazing, just a nice little downhill turnover. But the last couple wooded holes were garbage.
Oh, really?
It was so overgrown, and so. But then you go back out, and the rest is just park style golf. So it's really nice stuff. And then I played Seven Oaks. Seven Oaks was the first one I played. It was a really difficult course for the discs I had, but multiple pins, multiple tee pads, like a really good course. Really good course. It was very Wisconsin disc golf with more hills.
Oh.
So really could have reached all the holes.
Yeah.
But, well, where they were in the pins, but they were good holes. I mean, they were really good holes. So in ceilings, narrow fairways, elevation, like they used it all. There was a little bit of water rolling through it, like creeks and stuff. So it was pretty good. Really enjoyed it. So if you want to get out to Nashville, those are some good places to go. You can avoid downtown. This is going to sound really weird. Unless you like drinking and girls, then. So, but some really neat stuff there. Like there were some really cool things downtown. So, Nashville. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It has a 3.8 rating on the old
U-disc. Which one? Seven Oaks or Naval Hill?
Naval Hill.
Okay. Yeah, Naval Hill was by far the worst. Like it was a lot worse than the other.
Oh.
And then Seven Oaks was even better. Like it was great.
Seven Oaks 4.5.
I think it was the highest rated course.
It might be the highest rated course in the area because I'm looking around like there's like 2.8, 2.5. I'm like, Nashville's probably not really known for the old disc golf.
But there was a lot of disc golf courses around.
Yeah, it looked like there's a good amount.
Yeah, there was probably 6 or 7, and the guys enjoyed it too. But boy, was it muggy. It was in low 90s, and it was muggy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't bring enough clothing for the weekend. It was so muggy. Like you walk outside and you're like, great, now I need to change my underwear again. Like it was crazy how hot and muggy it was. So so what'd you do?
Well, yesterday I went and tried to do some field work for a little while just to get out and like throw some things that I haven't thrown in a while. I took out a lighter weight DD3 that I had. I took out my 2 Echo DD3s because I haven't thrown those. One of them was like really flippy that I wanted to make sure. I'm like, is it still really flippy or did I just throw it really crappy?
Right.
And it's really flippy, like almost to the point where I'm like, yeah, it's just not reliable. Through the A2, Fractal A2, and then time lapse, Fission time lapse, which is in my bag. But that's the reason I brought the DD3s out was I just wanted to compare them again and see for sure that the time lapse I want to keep in and how those will compare because I feel like the Fission one that I have is like just the perfect stability right now.
Right.
And it's got like a decent amount of dome, so I don't know how much more domey these new runs are going to be or whatever. So I don't know. I just haven't thrown in a while either. Like nothing high speed at least. I've been, like thrown like the range and like like the fused buzz and like all these slower speed discs, but nothing high speed. And it was funny because I was at home. I'm like, oh, it's a decent, like, it's nice. It's like a gentle breeze. And all of a sudden I get down to the sports complex and I'm like 15, 20 miles an hour wind. I'm like, this is 2 miles from my house. And it's that much of a difference again.
Yeah.
And so,
and it's crazy because we had like a random storm roll through again yesterday.
Yeah.
It lasted like 10 minutes and that was it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So
just strange.
But like I get down there and I was like, God, I don't want to like immediately like I usually throw like north south, and so there's a ripping headwind one way, and then I didn't really want to throw with the tailwind, so I just like threw with like a left or like I went to a section that was like and like threw left to right crosswind, so I was like fine, whatever, just to check it out. Like it did kind of like force some of my discs down, but I did get like some pretty decent throws with them, so wasn't too unhappy. The one thing I was like kind of mad about is I was going to record some throws and I brought the wrong like I have 2 or 3 different tripods that I use.
Sure.
One of them's for my phone, one of them's for my GoPro, and I have an attachment for the tripod, but it ended up breaking a while ago. It's like the wind blew it over, so it snapped a piece of the attachment for my GoPro, and I couldn't like screw it in properly. So I was like, oh, it's garbage. So I didn't even bother filming anything, but whatever. So yeah, it was all right.
All right. Well, good. All right. So door_disc_golf, night_owl_pod, and then doordisc.com is where you can get all your disc golf needs. So quickly, we will talk Turku Open. We'll talk the World Games. We will also talk maybe just a little bit of new discs coming out. And then I got a little bit of a topic to talk about today.
Okay.
So,
Topic.
all right, here it comes. All right. The attention span of juniors.
Of juniors?
Of juniors. So of 18 or under.
Okay.
So disc golf is famously known for how quick it plays, right? Nope. So
I think it depends on who you play with.
oh, sure. So
like,
I mean, there was a point where I could play 9 holes in about 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Right.
at Wildberry.
Yep.
But that was essentially me and maybe me or one person.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
it. So the reason I say this is we have juniors with attention spans. And this is not calling out a generation or two. This is nothing, but essentially it's proven fact that with the screen time that we have in younger generations, that teaching and coaching and doing things with them, they have about 7 seconds of true, authentic attention span.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy?
7 seconds.
7 seconds before they need to transition to something else. 7 seconds. Isn't that crazy? Like, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge when we talk about, now I'll go a little broader. So it's a challenge when you talk about practices, you talk about, field work, you talk about things like that, because how do you keep a goldfish occupied for an hour or 2 hours? Mm-hmm. Because essentially that's about where we're living is goldfish realm.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? And now that's not saying they can't. And that's not saying that a single activity can't occupy their time if they care about it. It's just saying that if you are speaking to somebody and they lose interest, you got 7 seconds. That's it with this generation. So if they're not into this, you got 7 seconds to convince them why they need to be into it. So with that being said, I think that is essentially going to be the hardest thing. That's going to be our Mount Everest for growing the sport, is figuring out how we can make sure that juniors stay involved and active. So how can we improve the game to where we can keep that attention span?
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
You just have to show them a bunch of disc golf reels.
In between, like, here you go.
Yeah.
All right, now you can throw.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Right. Yeah. You're like, here's a 10-second video of someone throwing really far. And like, oh,
7 seconds of it and then scroll.
Yeah,
Is what it sounds like. So you got to have a couple lined up.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because like we just had Junior Worlds. And I guess it depends as, Hi, back.
Yeah. We are back.
Okay, so I was just talking about junior roads. We had a bit of a thing happen, but so where I was going with this is that these competitors in junior worlds, we don't know how much screen time or their parents allow them or whatever to have per week or day, but they are able to dedicate enough time to get good enough to go and be able to compete in this
Right.
higher level competition. So I would think that they don't have the average goldfish
Right.
attention span. They have something a little more human, or they've trained themselves not to
Right.
have the
At least in this situation.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. But I think there's, like Dempsey, like our kids, I think the average practice nowadays is, like anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I think depending on how practices are structured, it's easier for kids to get through them, right? You can't spend, like you said, like an abnormally long time on skills or whatever it is because they're going to lose boredom. And then to the point where once that happens, your technique, kind of goes away and it's hard to reel kids back in. So like you kind of have to take breaks mentally, physically to readjust and center themselves, I guess.
Yeah. And I would say, for most athletes, station drills, breaking the teams up into smaller groups.
Yeah.
So you can make sure to kind of keep them occupied the best you can. So, for instance, football, you can break them up into, their positions.
Right. Units or whatever.
Yeah. So then, you can have receivers, backs, and linemen. And you can break them up into 3 different groups, and then you have smaller groups to mess with. But in disc golf, where do you have that? Is that more the game? Because I think when you talk about sports, I don't know if it falls in this 7 seconds. I really don't. But it's definitely not like when we were kids. Because I can remember locking in, and I mean, and ADD, like clinically proven, like I still can remember locking in with coaches when they're walking me through something, when they're explaining why we do something. And it could have been 15 minutes worth of tutorial or film days, being in on film days or things like that. Like I could lock in. But I think it's still harder now. Still, I don't think they have that same amount of time. So if you want to give them the why of what they're doing, so like we're hitting this gap, we're stepping this way, whatever it may be, it takes you got to do it a lot more efficiently than you used to, right?
Yeah.
And in disc golf, there's a lot of those nuances, but that is something that I believe has been addressed over time by saying, are they having fun? Then you don't need to stop them,
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing when I go out with people. I always just tell them, if you want me to help you, just let me know. If not, I'm going to leave you alone. As long as you're having fun, it's not pissing you off, you're not losing discs all the time, like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to say something, but it's not going to be about your game. It's going to be about whatever else we want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of what maybe disc golf helps with that. But man, disc golf is not a quick game, No, think about some of the backups and things like that can happen.
Yeah. Well, like I was just thinking about, disc golf, you have that time in between your throws where you can kind of let your mind wander and think about things. And then once you get to the shot, you can go into that moment, right? And concentrate on, okay, this is what I need to do. And then after that happens, you can kind of go back to being whatever conversation, whatever it is. And then I'm thinking about a sport, baseball, for instance. I have such a hard time believing that people are actually fully engaged in baseball because it's a lot of standing, especially if you're playing in the outfield.
Yep.
Or it's, and then you're at bat, maybe 3 times a game.
Sure.
Lucky 4.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, other than the pitcher and the catcher.
it's a waiting game.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm watching kids play, and I could see them getting so distracted where they're thinking about something or something catches their attention, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, the ball's whizzing by them or coming to them, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not ready," or whatever it is, because you just have that much time on your hands. Where even though the game is considered active, you're not actively engaged in it.
Yes.
And I noticed, in soccer sometimes I notice that where the ball's moving around, and if you're a forward but the ball's in the defensive third and you're kind of waiting for the team to transition into offense and move the ball up the field, well, you have to still watch what the ball's doing, but you're almost hopeless. Like, you can track back, but then your team is stuck because you don't have that extra person up top to like get things going.
Yeah.
And then in football, I don't know if it's true or not, but the average play is under 10 seconds. Is that right? Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of game time that goes by watching football and playing football, but really the average time you're playing is very little.
Yeah, absolutely. So, between huddles, ball sets, like by the officials and everything like that, I mean, average, I want to say the average play is 7 seconds.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So when you think about it that way, and that's a long play still.
Oh, yeah.
But that's from the time the ball snapped till, you still have the huddle, you still have the play call, you still have, there's still things that happen within that. And then after you get up from the pile or the scrum, like getting back to there, and so there's stuff that's always happening, and there is no play off. Well, there shouldn't be any playoff for anybody on the field. If you're on that field, you're moving every time that ball snapped. So yeah, it is. I mean, much more active than for sure baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's nothing. I'm not taking anything away from baseball. Like, baseball's cool. Like, never my thing per se. Like, I played it, but it was never like I gotta go play baseball. It's a hard game. It's a demoralizing game, honestly, because when you're 300, you're shooting 30% from the free throw line. You're garbage. You're hitting 30%. So I don't know. It's with disc golf. I think disc golf is probably closer to baseball than it is to football or soccer. Footballs.
Yeah.
Either one.
Yeah.
But you look at both of those. So I know each kid has a different desire of what they want out of sports. Some kids like the social atmosphere of sports, the togetherness, the team, the building. And there's some kids that just like the competition.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's probably the majority of the kids lie in that they love both. They love the brotherhood and they love, or the sisterhood, and they love, the competition. But I think within disc golf, it has to live within that social, because it's really fun to play. It's really fun to see your discs go far. But can you thrive on the competition when there's only one winner out of 60, 70 people? So I don't know. Getting into the psychology of a junior is something that we'll never be able to do. But just looking at certain things, and then just with coaching and things like that we notice within the interactions we have, man, I feel like it's an uphill battle to gain those young people that stay with the game for a long time. Because it gets, to tell you the truth, it will probably get boring for them, and especially once they discover other sports, if they discover other sports. So I don't know. I would wonder what the registration looks like, or the demographic looks like for age groups. Like, once they hit high school, do you just see a really big decline in activity within the PDGA?
Yeah, that's a good question. Or are there those kids that will continue to play and go on to play collegially, even though that's a really small number?
Only 2 schools give scholarships for disc golf so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wonder, because, when I got to high school. So I rode BMX from the time I was 9 years old, 10 years old, until I got my license, essentially. Mm-hmm. But essentially what it was I got to high school and I started playing football. And I wanted nothing to do with anything else. The only thing I wanted to do with was something that kept me in shape in off season. That was it. That was what wrestling was for, you know? So when I look at stuff like that, like I'm not saying I'm stereotypical. I may be atypical when it comes to stuff like that. But I know when I hit high school, I didn't care about any other sport. You know, and I had raced for a long time. And I like went to regionals, went to state, like that type of stuff. And I just stopped. And that bike sat in the closet and collected dust, you know. So I never rode it again. It was almost like as soon as I started high school.
Sure.
As soon as football camp started, that was it. So I wonder if that is true with if you see the numbers of registrants and the numbers of active players within juniors. I wonder if you see a fall off from 15 to 18.
I would guess a little bit too, because it depends if your friends are playing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know, because if all of a sudden you're the only one who still has the desire to keep playing and all your friends are playing other sports or doing other activities, I feel like you're less likely, unless you really, really have that like gung-ho attitude, competitive edge in you to keep it going.
Right.
You know, once friends lose interest, it's hard to maintain.
Oh, for sure.
Interest yourself.
Yep. Yep. Because there is a progression. So there's a time in your life when your dad is really freaking awesome and you want to hang out with him all the time. And I think that's where a lot of junior disc golfers are.
Sure.
Their parents are really awesome and they're the ones doing it, or their uncle or something like that, or their older brother, whoever it is, and they mimic and they idolize. Mm-hmm. So they want to do the same things they do. And then there's a point where they start to become pretty independent and rebellious, and they're going, no, I don't want to do that. I just do it because of you, but I really like this better. And they find their group of friends, they find, you know, and then they go that direction. So, yeah, it's interesting. I would love to see if there's ever been a study. I didn't look at it before I started. It was just a question I had in my mind. But I wonder if there's a study out there that kind of does that, because if there is, what are the steps we can take to help keep them interested? Mm-hmm. You know, is that now a club sport at high school level, or can it be a team sport at high school level?
Yeah.
You know, or it can be an individual sport at high school levels. You know, I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd just love to have a survey too of kids. What, you know, okay, reason you are in the sport. I'm sure it'd be like, well, my friends play it, or I like it because of this. You know, just list your reasons why. And
right.
And then you can, you know, like this percentage of kids are playing this sport because of yada, yada, yada. This percentage is playing for this reason. And you'll be like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I wonder if there was a way you could correlate their answers with their age. Mm-hmm. Like I really feel like, because, you know, I play disc golf because my dad, or my parents, or my siblings, or my friends, or because I love the game, or 5 or 6 answers, and then correlate with their age. And I'd be really curious to see what that looks like.
Or even better, and then if kids stop playing, ask them, at what age did you stop? Why did you stop? Mm-hmm. Or, you know, just to gauge what it is and at what point they're like, yeah, it wasn't interesting anymore.
Right. Yeah, and you can even ask that to the kids that are currently playing. Just be like, hey, do you plan on playing this forever? Mm-hmm. And if not, why?
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in like 5 years? Do you see yourself still playing disc golf, or is it something that is just cool now and then might take a different shape later?
That would be interesting. It would be interesting to figure out how that would be. So with that being said, there's still hope for goldfish.
Yeah.
Right? Right. They're not just something you forget about in your room and wonder why they're not dead after like 2 weeks of not feeding them. Isn't that crazy with goldfish? I'm not saying we're going to do that to kids, by the way. It was a weird transition.
Yeah, right.
Probably too awkward. So
no, we got some goldfish last year, or a couple of years ago, from Fall Fest. Mm-hmm. You know, you just win them like with like the ping pong ball toss.
Yep.
Lasted surprisingly long.
Gabby had 2 goldfish from Frick and Frack, were their names. Got them from the fair like 3 years ago, and they just died.
Wow.
Like, it was crazy. Just standard old like feeder fish. Like, I mean, surprising they were even alive when they were in the little cups that they were throwing the ping pong balls in, you know?
Yeah.
Just amazing. So, all right. Well, let's go on to the World Games. So the World Games is something that is ran 1 year, and I just learned all this myself, so bear with me. Is always ran the year after the Summer Olympics. It is ran every 4 years, and it is for non-Olympic sports or sports that were not in the Olympics that year, or the year prior. So, so it's a lot of alternate sports, but there are certain things like fighting and lifting and powerlifting and things like they're still in there. They're just maybe judged differently or something like that.
Okay.
But it is truly just sports that aren't in the Olympics, which is really cool. So with that being
X
said,
Games used to be like that,
yeah, it was
right? Until they like let skateboarding in and some other sports.
And now everything like X Games, I really liked it because it was all those cool sports, but they used to have rollerblading too.
They did.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No. I'm surprised.
It kind of fell off.
I know. I really thought rollerblading was kind of cool.
I did too.
And then parkour happened, and I think it stole the thunder from. I think it stole the thunder from
maybe
the bladers. So, all right. So here's the cool thing: disc golf was in the World Games. So 2001 was the last time it was in the World Games, and Barry Schultz and Juliana Korver both won it, but it was an individual competition at that time. So it was a male and a female division, and they played. This year, it is back, 2025, but it is in a mixed doubles format. So the way the format worked, it was alternate shot, match play, mixed doubles, and it was pool play. So the rounds that they played, played 6 total rounds. Well, the champions played 6. No, all of them played 6 total rounds.
Yep.
And there were 12 whole rounds. So you had 3 rounds on the first day, and that was for seeding in the pool. And then 2 on the second day, which was for quarters and semis. And then you had one 12-hole round on the last day, and that was for the medal matches. So 6 rounds, 12 each. What's that? 72 rounds in 3 days. Or 72 holes in 3 days.
Yeah.
That's a lot for professional disc golfers. And the one thing that's kind of interesting is that, and bear with us, folks, we are having technical difficulties with our recorder. So hopefully we get all this. And if not, I guess you won't know anyways.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's neat. So we had some big names there. So U.S., Canada, Estonia, and where's Annika Sten from?
She's from Norway.
Norway. Those all had like pro tour level disc golfers on their team.
Rachel Turton was there for.
Oh, was Turton there too?
Yeah.
Okay, for Great Britain. Okay.
I mean, you look at it, it's like Anniken for Norway, Silver and Kristen for Estonia, Gannon, Missy
for U.S.
Evelina.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Salonen. Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much the big names that I can come up with.
Okay.
But I mean, a good amount of people representing their country.
And quite a few countries. I mean, so it was good to see. Not all the big names that we would expect at a world level, especially one that's every 4 years, but still a good turnout.
I'm curious, how or who chose the pairings.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's kind of an interesting, Gannon and Missy, like, that's a good pairing. But I'm curious who was like, yeah, we need these two.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Gannon makes a ton of sense. He's #1 player in the world. Missy's up there. I guess it makes sense because there's so many Europeans that are top right now that maybe she's just like the closest to the top.
Right.
I mean, you could say own, but I think Missy's got a good mix of distance and putting.
Holland would have been another good one.
Right.
But I wonder if there is a IOC for the World Games. I
Maybe.
wonder if there's some sort of committee.
Yeah, that could be
per state that can, or per country.
And then you
that
just
can
kind of
choose.
gauge interest and like just ask.
Yeah.
That could be.
I wonder, because why is disc golf not in there every 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Why was the last time
Right.
almost 30 years ago? 24
long
years
time.
ago. So, it's strange, but it's neat to see. The format was super odd for disc golf. It's not something that's played very often. Very college style.
Yeah.
And why arbitrarily 12 holes?
I don't know. That's weird. Well, because on here, so I'm on the PDGA Live, and it is showing there are some that were played like a full 18.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I don't.
So maybe the 12 holes were just for the 3 seeding holes.
That could be.
So I mean, 3 seeding rounds, and then
That very well could
the
be.
last 3 were 18 holes. But even so, if that's the case, then that's a lot of freaking disc
That
golf.
is a lot of disc golf.
I mean, that's 72 plus 8, another 18. I mean, geez, that's like 80,
I mean,
90 holes.
I mean, this could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know. That's very strange.
Yeah, that's but streamed live. So they're from China,
Yeah.
and that's where it was being held. So yeah, it's neat. I mean, and the World Games also does rotate every year. So because I believe it was in San Bernardino the very first year, or something like that, or Bakersfield. I don't know, somewhere in California if I remember rightly. So it does rotate through. So every 4 years, it's something new, which is great. So I'm excited to see if we can pull some YouTube or something like that of it and watch it. But Missy Gannon and Gannon Burr both took down the win. So
Yeah.
Gannon Burr is a 2-time world champion now.
Right.
World Games champion and the disc golf world champion.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty neat. Pretty neat. So, and that's a pretty rare lot because, Barry Schultz, Juliana Korver, and now Missy Gannon and Gannon Burr. The only 4 people that hold that title. So, yeah. So that's weird. I mean, it's not weird. Gannon Burr is the best player in the world right now, bar none. And I don't think that's just a tournament he won. I think he deserves a world title. But it's weird. There's a lot of other players, like legacy players like Paul McBeth, Simon.
Yeah.
Why was he not on the German team? And,
Sure.
So,
Yeah. That's a good question.
yeah. So there you go. So World Games. So it was represented on the big stage. All right. Anything else to be said about that?
I think what did I see? I think Silver and Kristen took third from what I had seen, and then was it Evelina and her partner? Did they take second?
No.
No?
It was actually folks that I wasn't quite sure. Let me get back to it. I had it just up too. World Team Disc Golf Championships. There you go. There's a good article on it on UltiWorld.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because PDGA Live or they've got it real weird. Like it has match 8 USA wins, Gannon Missy beating Evelina and Nestori, but I don't know if that was like for the championship. I think that's what it was, and then match 7 was for third place.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that very well could be. God, where did I find all that? I found everything. World Games. Okay, now I'm finding it. There we go. So the way we had it was, it looks like they had live streams. Yeah, they did all that. Jeez, I had it all in here, and then all of a sudden, full list of competitors was here. So got that. Okay.
Okay, so here's what I got. They have, it wasn't Silver and Kristen in third.
No.
It was Elizabeth Peck Sena and Rainers Balodis. Balodis? Balodis.
From Latvia.
Yep, okay, so that, yeah, right. So that was the, okay, that makes sense. Yep. Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, that is an interesting topic that both you and I kind of picked up immediately. So Kristen left Worlds, PDGA Worlds,
Yep.
early because she emotionally just couldn't handle it.
Yep.
And then she goes to the World Games and competes, finishes, and it is an alternating shot, doubles. I wonder, like, I'd love to hear how that changed so quickly. How she went from I just can't handle this to now I'm going to World Games.
I think part of it is probably because of Silver. Honestly, like I feel like the comfort level of her being able to play with her husband did a lot for her.
Sure.
I mean, I think that's emotional rock. Was able to like calm her down, talk to her, do what he needed to do as a husband.
Right.
And that probably helped her. And probably like short time turnaround between this event and Worlds, and then now we have Ledgestone coming up this coming weekend. But you know, like right away, like I said, she was on. I noticed she was on Instagram taking pictures in China. I was like, well, she went from from Worlds to China very quickly.
Yeah,
and then I didn't realize she was competing in the World Games until I had seen it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, just very quickly was able to get there. So
yep, yeah, and I mean that's good. That's good. We don't want to see her down forever. I don't expect that she's going to sit in a dark room for 50 days before she can come out. Like, there's no expectation for her recovery. I don't have anything, but it sure did seem like
and maybe there was
I can't
really
do this to now I'm competing at the highest level again.
Or maybe she didn't have any expectations for this. Like no pressure compared to Worlds. So for her, it's like, I'm just out here competing, having fun. Like that's what it is.
But I like what you brought up about the sport, the rock. You know, I think that's very important because if someone's there to help stable her out, and especially the one that she's chosen to do the rest of her life with, like that's a great thing. It's a good, stable thing. So that's great. But wasn't he on her bag for Worlds?
I think so.
He usually is. Yeah. So that hopefully that's the case. But I don't know. And maybe, who knows, maybe she found a spark and she was good. Or maybe there wasn't as much pressure in this because it was a team event and it wasn't all on her shoulders. Yeah. And, you know, so there's a lot of things there. So, well, that's good. All right. Let's talk new discs. Then we'll talk Turku.
Okay.
And then if you have any inspirational thoughts or quotes to leave us on. So, new discs. So, Discmania. This is so if there's ever been something in the disc golf industry that is going to revolutionize the disc golf industry, Discmania Q line is it, without a doubt.
Okay.
So are you ready for this?
Sure.
Well, actually, why don't you lay it out there?
Okay.
It's okay. Hold on to your seats, folks.
So basically what it is. Well, no, like I saw it online because they released them, like they had a limited amount of FDs and I think DD3s. And so basically what it is they're putting now the majority of the weight in the rim and then leaving a very less than flight plate. So I'm guessing the flight plate's pretty flimsy. Yeah. Joseph from another round threw it and he said it's like game changing for, I'm sure, Discmania. And then someone else said that it easily adds 10 to 15% distance to the discs.
I want to see their bank accounts.
I don't know. So I'm intrigued. I bought 2 of the Gannon. I pre-ordered 2 of the Gannon World Commemorative discs because I'm curious about the Q line itself.
Yeah. And
the discs look kind of cool. The stamp with the dragon and everything looks pretty cool to me. But I'm genuinely, I don't know, because it's not a new concept.
Well, that's the thing that gets me.
Right. It's not overmold gyro. It is just you're putting, which, you know, it's funny to me when talking about this, why didn't MVP or Axiom, why aren't they doing that with Streamline?
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's what I want. Like, if if Streamline's your single mold disc, why didn't you think about doing this with Streamline?
Well, I think Streamline is the budget brand. Streamline is the budget brand for the MVP Axiom.
I feel like you could still do that, though.
I agree 100%. So this is not a new technology. So we can harken back to Tone. Tone did the same thing. We can also go back to, what was the Latitude line? Like the Gobi, the Zion.
Well, that's K2. Or not K2, it's...
No. I know what you're talking about. I have them down there.
Yeah, right.
I can't remember what they're called.
It was their overmold. I don't think they did that, though. Like, they just had the overmold. I don't think they ever really put the weight into the disc like that.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure...
2K. It was something about 2K.
It was 2K.
Yeah.
That was what it was called. And then what was the other company that did it? And just recently, another company released a line that did the same thing, where they thinned out the flight plate and pushed everything to the rim. And I cannot remember who it was. And maybe that was Clash. Maybe I'm conflating. Maybe it was Clash's Tone.
I don't know.
But I know that there was a disc really recently, and I want to say it was a Discraft line. Really, really recently that did that, where they said they were pushing the weight to the outside.
Okay.
And I just think it's silly. Like,
I always thought like fluid or like some like discs like that. Always felt like that to me. Like, they have fluid that has the very thin flight plate, but yet the rim and everything is still really bendable and everything. So like that's not really.
And physics wise,
actually, Latitude with their Project Grip box.
That's what. Okay.
Like the Grace was almost kind of like that.
Okay.
Like it was real, but. I don't know if the flight plate was or the rim was still very stiff, but it could have been. Like I haven't felt it or opened the box in a while.
It's been. I will have to do the research, but I know for a fact just recently someone put out a big disclaimer about, and like when I say just recently, within the last year to 2 years,
sure,
someone put out this big thing about this where they're moving, it's going to be better, it's scientifically proven, and blah, blah, blah. And if I remember rightly, they had to pull it off the shelf because MVP, there was a legal action by MVP.
Okay.
And I think that's why the 2K line disappeared as well. And I think it was the same thing.
That's what I thought I'd heard, that there was we've discussed this before.
Right. So it's funny to me that this is being brought out as something like crazy. Oh my goodness. And that's why I kind of was an a-hole in the beginning with introducing this.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing new and it's very... There is something about gyro technology that when you throw an overmold, it just doesn't respond the same way as a one-piece disc.
True.
And if you do get them up to speed, I feel that they do stay in the air longer. But can you scientifically prove it? And is anybody that just picks up a disc going to notice it? No. Is a robot that throws the same disc, the same speed, the same angle every time going to notice it? Probably.
Yeah.
So it's neat. But, I love hearing like game changing and all that stuff because every time you hear that in disc golf, you're just like, okay, this is awesome. And then it's just kind of a letdown, know? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes because, I mean, I would love to see Discmania do something like this. And I think it's been done by Latitude. I just don't, I'll remember. But I think Clash did it. I'm pretty sure Latitude has done it before. Because wasn't that the whole purpose of Michelin as well? Like the Michelin and the Rakuten?
They had the dimple technology.
Okay. I thought there was also rim. There was something with the rim as well.
It could be, but I just remember that they had like the dimple golf ball kind of thing going on with the Rakuten. Because the 14, 15 speed, like that was one of the only ways that you could really get it up to that type of speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember about the rim.
But now that I'm done being very critical. I want to throw one. Like, I think it's pretty cool. Like, if it really works, like, that's awesome. What speed is the disc he's putting out? What is he putting
out? It's a
DD3,
so 12.
Oh, 12 speed. Okay.
But there is an FD And I forgot what the other disc was that they were. If I go to the Europe store, maybe they have them on there.
If it's the FD, then for it.
But it's the new FD.
Yeah, it's really more like an FD2, right?
Yeah. So FD, and then Ella had an FD as well.
Okay.
But those are the ones that are coming out now that were for Nicolas getting third and Ella getting third. But I don't remember what the two were that were being released before at Worlds.
Right.
Like I don't remember what those were. One was definitely an FD, and I forgot what the other. Maybe the other one was an FD3.
Okay.
That's what it could have been.
Can I tell you how frustrating as a shop owner that we don't get access to any of this stuff, and they capitalize on the hype before we can even see it? Discmania is infamous for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just like it sucks. I get it, but it's just still like, ugh.
No, totally understand. That's
All right. So, I think the only other thing, let's see. And then there is one more new disc coming out, and you said it was a blend, the own disc, and it was Star and Sea Lion Moon Dust.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was her disc for winning the Worlds.
Winning Worlds. Okay.
So they called it Test Plastic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's Star and the Moon Dust plastic, Sea Lion Moon Dust.
Okay.
So kind of like a luster, but like finer. Mm-hmm. I think it's glow.
Yeah, I think it is glow, but it's really, really fine flake. It's kind of like what Lat 64, how they do their flake. It's not the big flake.
Right.
Yeah, it's just kind of shimmer almost.
Yeah, like shimmer almost.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I think it was on a Leopard 3. They originally had sold out. I don't know if they're back on the Innova Pro Shop or not.
And then Discmania announces today. It's a mold that's already been approved.
They are back.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
there are some still on the website. Mm-hmm. So $20, $20.99.
Oh, cool.
Yep, Leopard 3 test material, Scoggins. And then wait a second. Oh no, Calvin had the commemorative disc for winning.
Okay.
And that was a Champ Eagle, Metal Flake Champ Eagle.
Nice. So the other thing too is that officially we don't have release dates yet, but the prototype Melita, Paul Macbeth prototype Melita, which is an understable mid-range, like straight to understable mid-range, is coming out.
I want to throw the Zone SS too.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I saw one, and I almost picked it up at Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was one there, and I was like, what? And I was like, I thought about picking it up, but I was like, I just don't throw 5.5 neg 1.1 for the Alita or Melita.
Wait, 5.5 neg 1.1?
Yeah, a buzz,
Yeah.
essentially.
I was watching a video and someone had one, and they were comparing it to, I think it was Bodanza. I forgot what he had, but it's smaller diameter than a buzz.
Yep.
And I forgot what the other disc was. Maybe
probably like a Meteor.
Yeah, it could
but
be.
But that's too understable, the Meteor.
Yeah.
But that's what they do say. I mean, it's a straight flying small diameter disc, but added control. So it's looking as like kind of a finesse, like kind of the Nova is kind of what they were pushing for.
Okay.
Super rounded, beadless. It looks good. Like, it sounds like a disc that would probably do very well. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty blunt nose, though.
Yeah.
Which we'll see how it goes. We'll see what the depth looks like. Because if that depth is crazy, it's not going to work. But yeah, it says no bead, slightly smaller diameter, and a noticeably rounded rim that promotes a confident grip for throwing of any style, power grip, fan grip, or forehand. So, yeah, I mean, it's a special blend with an incredibly tacky fills what they're going to be pulling it out on. So, Yeah, it's a prototype blend. Ooh, it's a prototype blend too, so it's a new plastic type. So it kind of fits right in this discussion. So a
cool.
prototype blend, unless it's the prototype blend that they've released the other discs in, like an ESP blend.
Oh, maybe.
So kind of swirly, but
I know. I did notice that was kind of swirly.
yeah, yeah, they look good. So I'm assuming we're going to be bringing them into the shop. So we'll have those at doordis.com, but we will not be able to pre-sell or release them until we get a release date. Okay.
They have something new coming out within the next couple of days that they've been teasing online. I don't know what it would be, but yeah. Just interesting.
Who throws DGA?
I had one DGA once in like SP plastic.
Yeah, I had
a Rogue, I think.
I had a Squall, I think, was the only thing I've ever thrown. Squall? No, Hurricane. Squall, Hurricane.
Both are. Yeah.
Which one's the one that was the Katrina one?
Oh, shoot. I had that too.
Is that the Hurricane?
No, the Hurricane's really fast.
Vortex?
That's
what it was, Vortex. That's what I had.
That's understable, but it flew pretty well.
It did. A lot of glide in that disc.
Yeah.
A lot of glide in that disc. But yeah. All right. So there's a cap on the news. Yeah. So Turku Wumpin is the only thing we got. So if you want to run through that real quick,
Okay.
and then
Let's see. Turku Wumpin. I'll start with FPO. Winner by winning in a playoff, Silva Sarnen. She shot a 19 down, tied with Katie Al-Salou. And Silva, they were tied after round 1, 6 down. Round 2, Silva took over, had a 5-stroke lead with 12 down compared to 7 down for Katie. And then in the final round, Silva kind of didn't play her best. She had 3 bogeys and a double bogey, shooting 1 down. Katie shot a 6 down in the final round and ended up going to a playoff. And Katie double bogeyed the first hole in the playoff to Silva's par. So Silva ends up taking it down.
all right.
Not a lot of Americans at this event. It was mostly European players. A couple, Deanne Carey was there, Allie Smith. Let's see who else. I don't know. A lot of people leaving to go get ready for Ledgestone.
Yep.
Henna did drop out. She said that she wasn't feeling well earlier. She had like a fever, cold going on, so probably like flu-like symptoms. And so she was forced to drop out a little earlier than expected. And then on the MPO side, we had Ezra Robinson beating Calvin Heimberg by a stroke. Ezra was in the lead after round 1. He fell back to 4th.
Oh, jeez.
In round 2, but turned it on in round 3 to get the slight edge. Gooseman was tied with for the lead with Lori Littinen in the second round and fell off. He only shot him 1 down. So we did have quite a few Americans in this field. Obviously, I mentioned Ezra and Calvin. There's also Aaron and Isaac.
He didn't have a good European swing.
No, Bradley Williams, Nico Alden, James Proctor. So yeah, a number of. I mean, obviously a much larger field than the FPO, but yeah, this actually had a really good turnout. Okay. But let's see. Then we had.
That's a hard turn to come from Europe and go to Ledgestone. And those courses are no joke at Ledgestone. Like that's going to be a hard turn.
It is. It is
going
to be a real hard turn to get back and play Northwoods Black.
Yeah,
yeah. Know? And then what else did I see?
Even Eureka. I mean, that's a bomber of a course too.
What did I see? Hole 1 at Eureka, T-pad is moved back about 30 feet.
Dude, that was a hard cover as it was.
It was. And so now what they are doing is you still have to throw over the water. They moved it back. And so you're forced to throw under kind of like this lower ceiling with the trees there. Some people said that the trees won't really come into play too much. But yeah, so both MA1 and Open are going to be playing from that T-pad.
Oof. Man, I was thinking it was hard to throw that T-pad when it was closer. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just like turned and threw like it's straight down the walking path almost, you know. I mean,
Right. I mean, I heard some people talking about it with, I mean, like the AMs, that they're probably gonna have to like lay up at before the water carry and then throw over the water.
Yeah.
That way. I mean, unless you got like a bomber arm, because I think it was like 630. Now it plays like 661, but you still have like the hill going up. So it's
right.
I mean, you're talking 700 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for total hole length.
Yeah. Yeah. If you threw straight to the basket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you pull to the right, I think water carries about 310.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
you
not
do see,
that bad, but
I mean, I've seen plenty of pros almost hit the driveway, you know, like come close to like going on, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I think that'll help, but it's 30 feet doesn't make that big of a difference for the pros. You know, for the AMs, that's all the difference in the world. You know, that 30 feet now turns into about a 340 carry. Like that for AMs, well, at least for MA1, the bottom half of the MA1, that's going to be a hard throw. That's going to be a really difficult throw. So I think you're right. I mean, throw up because you'll probably gain 60, 70 feet if you get into that grass area in front of the tee pad there.
Yeah.
And then you can probably, I mean, it'll probably be a simple throw from there. But man, good for them. That's cool. I like seeing adjustments there. So, we already talked about Turku. So I think that's it, right?
Yeah,
we talked about
pretty much it.
All right. Anything thought-provoking or inspirational to leave us on?
Well, just remember, you're always someone's sunshine in a dark day.
Wow.
Or you could be someone's sunshine in a dark day.
Isn't that the truth? I like that. I'll reinforce that. I think that's a great one. Because we always talk about in the hospitality industry that it doesn't matter what happened outside those doors. Our job is to make their experience the best it can be. Mm-hmm. And they could have come from one of the worst experiences ever. And what we can do is control the environment they're in. And that's through smiles and good conversation. And hopefully good food. Hopefully good food. So, all right. With all that being said, hope you guys have a great day. And hopefully this all recorded. And if it didn't, deuces in the toilet.